Okay guys, it's a couple hours later. Let me fill you in on what happened with that stolen car. So the police, the sheriffs called me because I gave my phone number to the woman that the car belonged to, and they just asked me, like, how did you find it? And I explained to them I was just looking at the house, and then I spotted it back there, and then I realized it was probably stolen. And they're like, well, where did you touch it? Because they're like, probably thinking where, my fingerprints are going to be all over it, right? I'm like, okay, I had to think about it. I'm like, well, because I don't know if I mentioned this to you guys yet. If I have, I apologize, but, the woman's really nice Bible was just thrown out in the bushes right next to the car. And so, and also like a little notepad that said Granny on it, because that was her nickname. And I put it in the front. I put them both in the front seat. I told her, hopefully it's not too windy for you to hear me. I told her I put them in the front seat. And so I was like, oh, well, you'll find my fingerprints all over the Bible and all over the notepad, and probably all over the doorknob, to the front, to the driver's door. And they're like, okay. And then I started thinking about some more. I'm like, man, I gotta make sure I better make sure I'm telling them the truth here. I'm just getting paranoid. You never know. And then I'm talking to my friend Kirsten. Hi Kirsten. And they another, it's another 850 call. I know it's probably one of them, and it's the inspector, deputy, whatever, of the sheriff. He's like, can I come down and meet up with you? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, of course you can, but of course I'm nervous. So they came down to the Orr house, and I figured out right away. He's like, oh, you're on a boat. At least see your boat. And he's looking at my boat, and he might watch this video. And if you do, hello, it's good to meet you, and thank you for what you do. And he wrote my name down. He's like, I don't even need your address because because I'm not going to send anything to Minnesota. So I just gave him my statement, which is the same as I gave to the deputies, and so I don't, in a nutshell, this is how it goes. I understand, trust me, why people just stay out of it. They don't want to be helpful anymore. You never know what you're stepping into, it's a crazy world, a lot of corruption, a lot of, you never know when some department just gets Soros money to get a conviction. It doesn't matter whether it's the guilty party or not, it's that bad. I'm that cynical, trust me, for good reason. But, right before that happened, I was saying to you guys on the camera and to myself and praying, I was saying, I want to be more helpful. I want to fulfill the will of God, You heard me say it. I was like, all these homeless people, and I don't want to just live a truly selfish, decadent life. I want to be helpful and, serve God's will. And, well, that happened just pretty much right after that. I mean, it was probably within half an hour, which just tells me that God answers prayers, and sometimes just right away and obvious. And trust me, it's not the first time it's happened to me. So that's my take on it. God's like, oh, because this lady was a Christian. She had a beautiful Bible with all sorts of highlighted parts in it, For a second, I almost thought, wow, well, because I didn't put two and two together right at first. I'm like, man, I should just keep this Bible. I need a good, easy, it was study Bible, so it's a lot easier to understand, than my King James Version. I'm like, maybe this Bible's here for me in the bushes, And then I started putting two and two together. I'm like, no, this Bible belongs to the person that owns this car. And this car was stolen. And so, I'm glad I did the right thing, right? And, sometimes God puts you in those little situations where it's like, okay, there's a little bit of nebulousness, if that's a word, and we'll see if you make the right choice. And I think I did. So, anyways, as Paul Harvey used to say, that's the rest of the story. He actually said, now for the rest of the story, but I already gave it to you, so that's the rest of the story, guys. We've had a very interesting day here in Pensacola. Went and had a burger, a couple beers at the Orr house there. And now I'm taking the spoiled brat on another walk. And she will still complain and pout and act like she never gets any walks. So that's what she does. She's got me wrapped around her finger, just like the police song. Okay, guys. Enough of me for now. I'll see you over in Backwaters. Guys, I'm out here walking around Pensacola today with Wavy Gravy. And I'm taking a back alley, and look at this. Look at this cool little boat. I know someone that would actually love to have this little boat. It doesn't look like it's getting any love. Definitely hand-built. I might go knock on a door. Okay, guys and gals, it's time to start filming again. So we're trying to do some stealthy stuff here in Chico Bayou, Pensacola area. Maybe see, that's the, you can probably see the barge right through the trees there. That's Chico Island, or Island Chico, or however you want to say it. And we found this little piece of exposed beach underneath this tree here, right next to, I think a marina. And we're gonna go walking. So let's see what happens. Stay tuned. There's some boat storage. Let's go look at some boats for a minute. A Salty Dolphin. The Frisky Mermaid. Okay, guys, we found a way out of that marina. When you come in the stealth way from the water, you get gated in, fenced in, but there was an open gate. And we got out, and now we're in this neighborhood. And I'm gonna give this beagle a 5-mile walk. Let's do it. Let's look around this neighborhood and see if we can find anything interesting for you. I see these places in these neighborhoods that are, this place has a lot of potential. It's all made out of cinder block, even that little garage there. And you know, it's an up and coming neighborhood with a lot of new houses and new builds. And here it is, condemned. If anybody's interested, it's 111 Lakewood Lane or Lakewood Drive, Pensacola. Okay, this is definitely going to be a backup channel video. Wavy and I are walking around Pensacola. I looked up thrift stores and I found a St. Vincent de Paul like less than a mile away. They open in about an hour. So we're going to walk in that general direction and see if we can find a new pair of walking shoes. I've worn mine out. Sneakers, I guess you'd call them. And maybe a couple other little things, you know, so stay tuned. We'll see how exciting this gets. It's an old neighborhood here. Came across this cemetery, which is always interesting. Wavy's doing her smelling. Come on. Let's look around here for a minute. I'll decide if we want to do a full-blown cemetery ramblings or not. This one's just as beautiful from the backside. You can see dinged her up pretty good coming down from Minnesota. Not too bad though, I've seen worse. But finally what did it, lost the diffusion ring. I still have it. I can probably bend it back into shape and put it back on or get a new one, but yeah, it's good for a spare. Okay, bye Chico Island.